Hey everybody, it's the Techie TVI. Today I just wanted to do a quick tutorial on Microsoft Office forms. Because I've done the Google one, I wanted to show just a quick overview of the Microsoft forms. So I signed into my Office account, and it is a free account that I made just personally. I don't pay for anything extra, and I do have the option to create forms. So when you log in, it will first bring you to this introduction page, and you'll see your apps there. And then if you go to all apps and scroll down, you will see you see calendar, Excel, but there is one called forms, and if you click on it, it brings up that program, and it is all online. um you can create a new form or a new quiz, because again, you can use this with students if you want to. um I've shared the expanded core curriculum screening that I created. um and the good thing about this is, if you make a form, you can share it as a template versus sharing it and having people edit your form. You don't have to worry about them making changes. So what I did was I shared the format of it so that you can use that as your own. And here I've got one response. It shows the average time took about 5 minutes to complete. But you can see, just like on the Google form, each skill, it shows how someone responded. Again, there's only one response, but you get the idea. It will adjust as there's more people responding to the um, question, or to the questionnaire form, whatever you want to call it. Um, and then you can, when you're looking at the responses, if you're done with that, done using the form for that student, you can delete all responses or print a summary. And you can share the responses in a link. Um, but I'm gonna go back to the main forms page, and I'm going to create a new form, and it automatically starts up with the untitled form name. So I'm going to name it whatever I want, whatever you want to name it, and then the description can be whatever you want it to be, depending on the form that you're creating. You can add a photo, and just like on some Google applications, you can search the internet. So last time I searched for a bunny, so I can type in bunny, and it searches with Bing instead of Google. Um, but I'll go down, I'll find the one I want, and click add. So that's the image. Well, it doesn't support that file type, so you may have to try a couple of them before it will. So that's the image that will come up with my form when I send it to people. Um, it's very, very similar. If you watch the Google form tutorial, you're going to click add new, and this is one of the main differences. When you add a new section or question, you choose the type of question before you add it. So if I want to do multiple choice, text, a rating, or if I want them to enter a date. So text would be where I would want the respondent's name, and then let them answer. And I can change it to be a long answer and required at the bottom, just like I would with my Google form. And I can also add a subtitle and restrictions. And and it's between, not equal to, less than, greater than, whatever restriction you want. And then you can take that off. You can also add an image for that question. Sorry, that is my Grammarly popped up. I can insert an image. You can do as much or as little with these as you want. If I want to then add a multiple choice question, I'm going to go to add new choice. I'm going to enter my question. And then I'm going to enter my options. It does not automatically fill the ABCD like my Google form does, but that's okay. So if you're making a multiple choice, and just like the ECC screening form that I created, it keeps the same options throughout for the most part, other than the short answer responses. To duplicate the Google form, we went to a different area on the screen. But for Microsoft Form to duplicate this template of question, it's up at the very top right of this question kind of screen, I guess you would call it. And I just hit copy question. It automatically copies it, takes it down to the bottom, and moves you on to the next one. So you could change whatever the text of the question is. If you get out of order or you miss a question and want to go back and add it. So if this was supposed to be the first question, and you see it's in the second position, I'm going to use the up and down arrows at the top right to change it, or I can delete it with the little trash can icon. Like I said, you can make this required. And that's, the sections. If you go to add new, you have the choices for the questions, or there's at the far right, there's a drop down arrow. You can add a Likert scale, a different kind of net score, and then section, just like I did in Google Forms, or we did, or you did in Google Forms. You can duplicate the entire section, remove it, or move the section. You can change the theme just like we could in Google. It has some pre-selected themes and colors. You can choose a plain background or plain color for it, or you can select an image. Like I said, you can do as much or as little with it as you want. And then you can preview. It'll show you what someone that you're going to send it to sees. You can see it on the computer or mobile if at the top right. So that's what it would look like on someone's phone or tablet. And then if we go back and we're ready to send it, I'm sorry. First, we're going to look at settings. You can accept responses, have a start date and an end date for when you're accepting responses, which is really nice because you can tell people, I need you to fill this questionnaire out before, 2 weeks before your IEP, or a month before your IEP, however ahead of the game you are. You can get an email notification when you get a response. You can do the thank you message just like I could in Google, and shuffle questions, which I never do that because I have them in the order that TSBVI created them, so I leave it that way. Because as I've said before, it's not broke, don't fix it. You can give them feedback, see the terms. I don't know what branching is, so I don't use it. When you're ready to send it, up at the top right, there's a send button. And you can send the link, email it, embed it like an HTML, send it on Facebook or Twitter. And this has the option to scan the code from their phone to access the form, or you can select the email and it automatically pops up with the link and it will take them to it. And then you have the option that says share as template, and this is get a link to duplicate. So it duplicates the form, and then that's what you share with someone to make it a template. So that is how we create a Google form. It's pretty simple, and it is very, very similar to Google Forms. And if you want to make it a quiz, obviously you would go, instead of new form, you would go to new quiz. And there's different themes for it, but I don't use it as a quiz. I use it for collaborating with my colleagues. So that is Microsoft Forms. I have some ideas of more tutorials that I'm going to share with you guys. If you want the ECC form that I created in the Microsoft form to use, there is a blog post about it, and I like I said, I just want to be able to help anyone, even if their school system doesn't use Google, if it uses Microsoft and they have access to this. I hope it was beneficial. I know it was quick, but it's, like I've said with the Google Forms, it's kind of one of those things where you just need to dive in and play around with it and make it what you want it to be. Also, if you guys have any feedback, or if you have any suggestions on what you would like to see me film tutorials on, I'm more than happy to do so. You can send me a message or comment on the blog post. But that's it for this tutorial. I hope you're having a good day or night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I will see you at the next one. Bye-bye.